Where do we start?
What are we, 4 days removed?
Yeah. We
4 days.
we were supposed to make this podcast earlier, but given events that happened, it felt right to not do it right away.
I I didn't make clips from the last episode either. And I had a perfect schedule set up. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna release our postseason picks. It's great. Perfect. Start the day of, and then game one happened. I'm like, ooh, all of our takes are gonna look really bad right now because we were super Manoa friendly.
Yeah, which
Um, and it didn't help. And then game two happened, and I just didn't
game.
feel like even thinking
No,
about the Blue Jays for a little
no.
while. So yeah, apologies to you and to the listeners, but didn't make any clips from the last episode. You
No,
don't want
no,
to, if you
it's
want to watch the episode, go back and watch the episode. It was a
what
way better time. We had a lot more
yeah.
fun.
Go watch two people be very happy and
Yeah.
optimistic because this is not this episode today.
No,
Like at all.
no. We woke up like kids on Christmas on that one, and this one is the episode where we didn't get anything we wanted.
No. You got socks and underwear, man.
Yeah, that was it's a good one. That is a good one.
Like
Welcome back to the Flight Deck Podcast. We're gonna keep rolling through the postseason. Obviously, the boys aren't in it, but we're gonna keep on going because baseball's still here.
Yeah.
And as much as I tried to not watch it, be depressed, it's still fun. I still like watching baseball.
Yeah, watching some postseason baseball made me less depressed, but still
it was
depressed.
electric. It was electric.
Yeah.
The one thing though is like I had this conversation with my mom. She goes, "Okay, so who are you gonna cheer for now?" I'm like, I'm gonna cheer for the demise of baseball. I don't want to see anyone win anymore. I'm like, I don't care. None of these guys are my team.
So you're not following your postseason picks anymore?
Well, half of them are dead anyways. The Cardinals got shit kicked. I don't even know what happened.
We'll get there. We'll get to it when we go in there fully,
but I just don't care, man. I'd like to see the Mariners lose, obviously.
I'm fully on team back-to-back team disgusting brand of baseball. Team Atlanta and team disgusting brand of baseball.
Yeah.
Like it's
all right, we'll get
we got to jump into the Blue Jays series first, man. Like
game one. I don't know if you guys have ever listened to the podcast. Maybe this is your first time.
If so, thank you for joining us.
Yeah. We started this back just before the trade deadline. I think we had 3 episodes or 4 episodes before the trade deadline.
Yes.
I think we mentioned Luis Castillo in every single episode. Every one.
Our very first TikTok clip was me saying, would you trade Gabriel Moreno for Luis Castillo?
And it was instant yes.
Yeah, it was an instant yes, and you shut up and you
game
don't care.
One showed me why.
Because I just like to point out his season average on his fastball was 97 miles an hour. Yeah. He averaged 99.
Yeah, I don't get it.
In the playoffs.
I don't get it. I really don't. I'm just gonna say there's something going on there, but I don't think there was. I watched him the entire time, and he was
just ridiculous.
He was just cooking. It was what it was. We got beat, and Alek Manoah came out too hot.
He had one bad inning, man.
Yeah,
one bad inning sunk us because it all started with the hit by pitch to Julio on a 1-2.
Yeah,
now
the one thing I will say about the entire series in general. The crowd fucking sucked. I'm so disappointed in Toronto for that series.
Yeah, the crowd in game one, it didn't help because we got punched. We got punched in the mouth and just never got back up.
You could tell in the building, on Twitter, everywhere. Everyone gave up after the first inning. There's 8-9 more at bats to go.
Here's my thing. After I was like, ooh.
It was bad, don't get me wrong, but if you're in that building, you got to keep that momentum up a little bit.
Yeah.
But not even okay, fine. You know what? I'll give you game one because they were down early and couldn't get back into it. Game two, I showed up at first pitch and it was dead silent. I'm like, we're not even down yet. And I can hear everyone talking around me. I'm like, what is this? We talked for so long about how the Rogers Center is supposed to be this big home field advantage and our crowd goes nuts and all these old players are like, you can't wait till you get to the playoffs in Toronto.
Clearly,
where was it?
Clearly it wasn't.
Where was it, man? Like nobody was ready to go. And I'm so disappointed in so many people for that one. I tried my very best to get my section going. And if you're in my section, you noticed.
Okay,
because we fired up the group, but nobody was speaking.
Yeah, there's a storyline from game 1 that I really want to get your opinion on.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously Julio Rodriguez got hit twice in that game, and then Luis Castillo comes back out for the 8th inning, fucking bean Springer in the wrist. Yeah. Do you think there's any? And then immediately leaves.
I mean,
like,
I think that was the right move to remove him. I mean, like, I see where everyone's coming from. Like, I saw Hey Kami on TikTok, and he posted like 9 videos of it.
He got me a little fucking.
And then the one where
you see Service's face and shit.
Well, the one where Castillo goes, "I did what I had to do." I don't like. Yeah, maybe it was about hitting George, but also he literally did what he had to do. He went 7 innings of just like lights out baseball, and he was missing his spots from time to time. Like, it wasn't like he was spot on all night. He just had the stuff that was electric. Like, he weren't touching it if it was in the zone, and he missed badly a few times. So I mean, I'm not. Was it unintentional? Maybe. I'm not going to sit here and say I know for certain that he didn't try to throw at George, because it's probably a good idea to take out the leadoff guy a little bit.
Yeah, you know, the one that's already on pins and needles.
Yeah, the guy that's dealing with a bunch of stuff as it is. I mean, it doesn't hurt. Now, I can't say for certain that he did it on purpose, but I think it's one of those things I'm not too worried about. The Jays didn't seem all that concerned with it, so I'm really not all that concerned with it.
Yeah, but it was just interesting to me. That's all. Like,
it was an interesting spot. I mean, Alek Manoah hits guys, not intentionally. Sometimes
he's led the league in the 2 years he's been in the league.
You're not hitting Julio Rodriguez to start off the game after you got him 0-2.
No.
Like, it wasn't intentional.
And I think the second time he hit Julio was also 2 strikes.
Yeah. So it's I don't know. Maybe they thought they needed retribution for that. I'm more concerned with the hit by pitch of Teo in the next game than I was.
Oh, the one that was up by his shoulder? Like, oh, yeah.
That seemed like a more intentional move.
And then the Witt one?
Yeah.
And then the Witt one that was Diego Castillo's first pitch?
Yeah. Like, see, those ones are a little more dicey to me. Like, especially Teo, because he hit the 2 homers already, and you're like, all right, we're done with this.
Bro.
So I mean, that one I'm a little more frustrated about.
Game one sucked. Like, just
game 1 sucked.
Game 2, oh my god. For everybody that shit on Buck Martinez being a commentator, you fucking ate your words with that Teoscar Hernandez home run. Oh my god.
I didn't have to hear it.
It was peak. It was like Buck went back into 2015.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Like,
I would like to apologize to Teoscar Hernandez.
Oh yeah, dude, Teoscar Hernandez, you're a savior and a saint.
That guy should be our full-time DH next year, because
he lived, bro. Yeah, like he lives for the shit.
Yeah, I mean, arguably he was the biggest contributor he was the only guy that really came out that game.
Yeah.
Like, there's a couple of little hits here and there, but like the only one that I felt confident in every time he came to the plate in that game was Teoscar Hernandez.
Yeah. Like, because he fucking
drove in 4, didn't he? 3 or 4?
It was 3.
3 for sure.
3 on the homers. I know that, but like, but like, yeah, we obviously, okay, well, game 2 was Kevin Gausman versus Robbie Ray. Like, Robbie Ray looked great in the first inning, and I was like, shit.
Yeah.
Gausman looked pretty good, not like as well. And then the second inning comes around. What was it? Kirk gets the leadoff double, and then Teoscar says, "Oh, Robbie, you throw high sliders. Bye, goodbye." Yeah. Like,
yeah. I have to knock on our boy Chris Black a little bit.
I don't know,
because he tweeted out in the beginning of that one. I'll pull it up just so I don't misquote it. But
yeah, well, welcome to our weekly CB stat of the week.
See, this is no longer the Chris Black stat of the week. This is the Chris Black I'm sorry moment.
Oh no,
find it here. Okay, so he goes. This is just before the game. He goes, "You got to be a special type of fan to boo a guy who won a Cy Young for your franchise."
That tweet, bro. I literally responded to him. I'm like, "Yeah, that's what playoff baseball does."
Yeah, and like I love Chris. We both love Chris. He's done some phenomenal things for our podcast.
Yes,
I can't deny that.
If Robbie Ray came back, if the first start Robbie Ray made against the Blue Jays in Toronto was back when they came the first time, oh, he's getting cheered out the ass.
Yeah, for sure.
Not eliminate. Honestly, if the Blue Jays won game 1, I think he gets cheered.
Yeah, Maybe
it's not
a little more friendly about it.
It's not a do or die situation for the team.
Like, see this? So I quoted it and said, "I love Chris. This take isn't it." I'm like, cheer for the man in the regular season. Appreciate him always because what he did was great.
Yeah, dude, Cy Young. Like, we haven't had a Cy Young in what 25, 30 years. Like, it feels like.
But make the postseason hostile for anyone wearing an opposing jersey. I don't care who it is.
Like, it's
like you do not matter at that point. If you're on the other team, I do not like you. Plain and simple. For that weekend. Yeah, not all the time. I mean, obviously, I'll be a fan again.
So if we're going, we got to go in the order of events of what happened in the game too. Obviously, so we went up 4-0. We chased Ray in the third inning because Teoscar Hernandez is a legend that I never want to see people slander again.
I'll probably do it again next year.
You'll do it again next year, but for the time
right now he's at the top of my good books. So
yeah. And then we get the weirdest decision to me. The Mariners brought in Paul Sewald in the fifth inning, which, like, in hindsight, it was fucking terrible. It was a terrible decision. He gave up 4.
Yeah.
And he didn't look good.
Sewald got roasted harder than any fucking pitcher that came into that game.
Yeah, because
Sewald chants were flying.
Because if you remember when we got swept by them in the 4-gamer, he did the sweeping thing, and everybody's like, "All right, Paul, we'll see." And then
he didn't see, but
yeah. So do we need to obviously talk? Okay, so the Blue Jays go up 8-1 in the top, in the bottom of the 5th. No, was it? Was the bottom of the 4th, the bottom of the 5th?
I don't know.
No, okay, no. It was the bottom of it, and then the top of the.
I visited dugout deals way too many times to remember what inning was what.
Okay, all right, well, fair. I think it was the top of the 6th. Mariners get 3 straight singles, bases loaded, nobody out.
Oh, it was the 6th.
Gausman strikes out the next 2. And John Schneider pulls him for Tim Mesa to face Carlos Santana.
Now, I would like to preface this and say I still think John Schneider is the man for the job.
I do as well.
I've seen the take about how they should let John Schneider go and blah, blah, blah. And some people, Ross Hacken straight up came out and said, I don't know if there's anyone better available right now. And I think that's a valid point.
There is, but when I say this, I'm gonna say I want John Schneider back as Blue Jays manager. If you can't get him back, why the fuck is Ron Washington still only a third base coach for the Atlanta Braves?
Sure, I don't think he wants to manage anymore.
It's just wild to me because apparently it came out today that the White Sox contacted him for manager.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to manage anymore. I think I could see the point of Joe Madden maybe. But like Joe Madden.
Like what?
Joe Madden went on a tear that everyone just completely missed, apparently.
Yeah, I missed that as well. But
he was talking basically about how like he was not in charge of anything. Like every decision that came down was from upstairs, and they told him who he could and couldn't use, and that was it. Didn't matter if the guy was ready to go. Didn't matter nothing. It was just they had set limits on guys, and if they weren't available that night, they weren't available. And he said in that run where I got fired, there was a lot of times where I had nobody. And everyone just seemed to kind of miss that one.
Well, yeah,
as if it's just like, Joe Madden's the problem.
It was the perfect day to put out that little story, and like nobody about it.
It got thrown way under the radar. And then after reading that, you kind of watch what John Schneider did, and I'm like, you can blame John Schneider all you want, but a lot of the teams in baseball, even the winning, obviously the winning ones rely so heavily on your analytical team. Yeah, we are one of those teams now. Like we are a part of the good teams that use their analytics, and John Schneider didn't have much of a choice.
Honestly, like the only bad decision I'll give him is the Mesa decision.
Yeah, it was bad.
That's the only bad decision he made that game.
I don't like bringing in Jordan that early. I don't like taking out Jimmy so early.
Okay, no, scratch that. That's the decision. Jimmy Garcia threw 8 pitches in the 7th inning. Why the fuck are you not using him again?
I don't know.
Like he got the top. He got the top of the order.
I don't know.
He got the top of the order out. Just go to.
I don't. And he's been one of your most reliable relievers all year.
You die with your bet. You die with the guy that you sign.
Yeah.
Like I know. Even in the case of Kevin Gausman, you die with the guy that you brought in.
Yeah. Like pulling Gausman was weird. I don't really understand. Like I get that what's his name? Slamtana hit the double in the last at bat.
If my thing is if you keep Gausman in and Santana still gets the grand slam, that's so much different.
You can defend that.
You died with your pitcher. It's so much different than saying, "Oh, we're going to take the ball out of Kevin's hands." with 2 outs.
You pay this guy how much money? You're gonna live and die with that guy.
Yeah, like yeah, but then Jimmy comes in, gets 8 pitches, 3 outs, and then you go to
2 outs.
You got 2 outs?
Got 2 outs.
Because he came in. Oh yeah, because Mesa stayed in for like the 1 out. And then you got 2 outs on 8 pitches.
Mm-hmm.
Let him pitch again.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and you bring in Bass, who just
you have Bass as
obliterated.
Was not good. Yeah, man.
Didn't get an out.
That was by far Anthony Bass's worst outing of this season.
Yeah. I'm gonna say something here because it kind of fits in now. Okay. This coming season, can we avoid putting microphones in front of anybody's face to make a dumb quote? Please.
Oh,
because look at the 3 guys with the biggest quotes of the season. You had Vlad with this last year was a trailer. This year was a movie. This is the most depressing movie I've ever seen, and he did nothing to help this one. Alek Manoah, pressure something for your tires. Well, the pressure got to Alek Manoah. He gave up 3 in the first inning.
And then
Anthony Bass chirping Paul Sewald like, "Oh, we'll remember this." What? Why? You want to see it again? Is that what you remember from it? Like, I appreciate the confidence, boys, but back it up if you're going to do that. And none of them did. Nobody that made a big quote backed it up.
All right, before anybody tries to take these words out of context, we are not old heads anymore. We're not old heads. We're not going that far.
I'm not. I'm just saying, if you're going to make those quotes, back it up.
And then it didn't help that 2 weeks earlier we had the My House shit.
House. Literally,
like that. Like, I'm not even. And the My House one. My House one's like the most tame.
That's fine. Like,
the My House
you're celebrating you're pumped up from a win. That's fine. It's the ones that are just in a press conference when you just like you want to go out there and say something like that. Fine. If Teoscar Hernandez is the guy going, yeah, pressure something you put in your tires, and then he goes out and has a 2-homer day. Attaboy. You did it.
You did your job.
Alek Manoah, on the other hand, I love the confidence, but you gotta back it up if you're gonna say something like that.
Yeah, Big Puma was not Big Puma.
No, he was just Puma.
Honestly, it's unfortunate, but like we would like the second they brought Jordan Romano in the 8th inning, I was like, oh, we're not winning this game.
No.
Regardless of how we end up this inning, we're not winning this game.
No.
And if we do, we're fucked for tomorrow. And all right, we obviously have to talk about the play.
Yep.
The play.
I knew it was coming.
Yeah, we got to talk about the play. It was 9-6, 2 outs. JP Crawford, I see you in my nightmares. Bases loaded. I see you in my nightmares. Bloop. It's a blooper.
Yeah.
Fucking George and Bo collide. All 3 runs score. George is fucking not moving. George isn't moving. Bo is barely moving. Like, yeah. Like, it was.
I have an opinion that's a little bit different than everyone's.
Okay. Okay.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I'll bring up the stat that I found. Like the stat of fucking
the catch rate and all that.
Like the catch probability if Bo gets the fuck out of the way is like 75%.
Sure. The probability of it, sure. Did you see the route that George took on it?
Yeah, George didn't have like
it wasn't good. He was not catching that ball.
It wasn't a great route, but it's just like
everyone's like, well, with Bo's out of the way, he probably dove the wrong way.
Yeah, it's also a matter of like, even if like they don't catch it and one of them gets out of the way.
Yeah,
like 1 run scores, make like 2 run scores. You still have the lead. Like
the other side of that too, if George was scared to get hit and that's why he dove the wrong way, just let up. Let the ball drop. You're up 3. Let up. Play it on a hop. You're letting in 1 run.
Yeah.
It wasn't that he was scared to get hit. He thought he was making the play on the ball and he missed it.
Yeah. Yeah. And
plain and simple.
And as you mentioned with the crowd earlier, if there was ever a time for a crowd to be fucking deflated, it was
that was the one. Yeah.
That was the play.
That was the one. Now,
because
I'm assuming George didn't call for the ball because Bo didn't even flinch.
Is it like, yeah, Bo didn't flinch. And like, was it, obviously you were there, was it loud when the play was happening?
It wasn't, it got pretty quiet.
They could hear each other. Like,
it was no louder than an over the top regular season game. Like it wasn't really all that bad.
They could probably hear each other.
Down there, I would say probably.
Yeah, because if like you could make the argument that if it was loud enough, they couldn't hear each other. But like,
yeah. Now, my dad pointed out to me too, because we both played outfield our whole life, and he goes, "How many times have you been in that situation where the ball is like you think it's just out of your reach and you're not calling for it because you don't want to be the guy that goes, yeah, I got it, and then completely whiffs on it."
Yeah.
And especially with Bo, like knock Bo all you want, that kid has range, and he almost got to that ball.
he has like, I'm not gonna say he almost has Matt Chapman levels of range.
Yeah, like he can
Like,
fly, and he got a good read on the ball, and he almost got there. So it's not, if you're George Springer, you don't really want to call him off if he's got a chance to get it, but you still think you might have a chance to get it. It's a tough call, because if you say I got it and Bo stops and the ball drops, you feel bad because it's like, well, I thought I had it. But if you don't, that happens.
This did actually run. Okay, well, I'll just bring this up. George Springer, it was Ross Atkins did have a press conference yesterday. They'd confirmed George Springer had a concussion and a shoulder sprain. Yeah. So he's still in Toronto right now, but he's gonna probably be flying home in a couple days. Yeah, but there was one thing that someone brought up, like before the I think it was that inning, or actually it was the inning. Yeah, it was that inning. So Whit Merrifield obviously got hit in the head, and he gets taken out. Why the fuck is Raimel Tapia going in there and not Jackie Bradley Jr.?
I don't know.
You're up 7 runs, John.
I don't know.
You're up 7 runs. You need 9 outs.
We're back to mistakes that John Schneider made, because that was a big one.
I forgot about that one. Because there's a ball. Remember no before even like
the ball that dropped in front of Tapia, Bradley would have been there.
Bradley would have been there. Yeah, that's 1 out with two men on.
Now I'd like to make a counterpoint.
Yes,
similar to this one.
Go ahead, because
this is a Ross Atkins mistake, because adding Yusei Kikuchi to the lineup instead of Bradley Zimmer is the thing that killed this team.
No. I'm not even going to go that far.
No, it is the thing that killed this team. Let me tell you why.
I agree. Let me tell you why. Bradley Zimmer should be on this roster. Why is the person that you would presumably have starting your game 1 of your ALDS on your roster? Why is Jose Barrios on the wildcard roster?
Here's my thing. Yeah, you know what? Maybe you could have taken Barrios over. But the thing with the Kikuchi versus Brad thing, you brought Kikuchi in for a game like this. It was 8-1. It was a 7-run lead. That is the time where you use Yusei Kikuchi. You didn't use him.
You didn't use him.
You didn't use him. So why did you take Yusei Kikuchi over Bradley Zimmer? Bradley Zimmer would have made a difference in that game in center field. He would have absolutely been at that ball standing up. He is way faster than George.
even if we're that, and also even if we're bringing
and he trucks Dick's Bo. So
even if he comes in like, instead of for Witt, you move Teo to left and George goes to right. And Teo's probably making that fucking catch. Like,
because Teo's got more wheels than Raimel.
Teo has
it was the move that killed the Toronto Blue Jays, and nobody's brought it up. And I don't understand, because that's the game where you use Yusei Kikuchi. You're up 7 runs. That's
the game where you use Yusei Kikuchi and say, fuck it, defensive lineup the entire game.
Not to mention, you wanted to use a lefty anyways because you brought in Tim Mason. So you have a 7-run lead. You have Yusei Kikuchi and you don't use him. So you wasted that roster spot when you could have had Bradley Zimmer out there making that play.
Fuck that. You
got, and we would be
Otto,
in at least game 3.
Otto Lopez would have made that play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love George. Got a bad read on it. Any of the other outfielders would have been there.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna shit on. I'm not shitting on George Springer today. This is.
I don't blame George at all. George is what he is.
George plays 125%.
George is playing on one leg and half an arm.
one wrist, and half an elbow. Like
brutal. I'm not blaming George Springer by any means. I'm blaming Ross Atkins for the dumb decision to do that. Made no sense. Either you didn't consult with John Schneider about it because you didn't want to use him, or you did and John Schneider just fucked it.
Yeah, we have plenty of time to talk about. We got plenty of time to talk about Ross Atkins and roster construction later. Yeah. when the offseason finally kicks itself.
Yeah,
but
it was that was my beef with that whole situation. I just don't understand. I don't. And
understand. I also gotta say this: Jordan Romano, stop feeling sorry. Don't feel sorry. Do not feel sorry.
Jordan Romano shouldn't have been in that situation.
Jordan, you should not have been in that situation. And 2, that ball is that was literally just a no man's ball that you.
He made his pitch.
He made his pitch. It was fucking it was
a bloop.
It was a fucking bloop.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't think I really have much else to say on these games.
No, I don't. I don't either. Just
it hurt, and I was starting to get over a little bit, and then the Mariners played game 1 of their series.
Well, are we gonna talk about the wild card rounds first? Or are we gonna go with the Mariners?
We're gonna go with this game first because it still kind of ties in a little bit.
Okay, fine.
And we'll come back to the rest.
Yeah.
So the Mariners played the Astros. What were they up?
The Mariners were 6-2. They were up 4-0 and then 6-2.
6-2.
Okay, there is a play that is very underrated in that game. It was 6-2. Eugenio Suarez got a base hit.
Okay.
The base hit to
Ty France got thrown out of the plate there?
Ty France got thrown up by Yordan Alvarez.
Yeah.
By like a mile.
That is bad.
He's honestly
slow.
Dude, it's ridiculous. It's honestly funny when you realize Yordan Alvarez is like the strongest arm on that team and he barely plays left field.
Yeah, because he's slow as hell.
Yeah, but like, dude, you're playing in the Astros left field, you're fine.
Crazy.
Like, yeah, that's such a big play.
They blow the 6-2 lead, and
the Mariners got to Verlander.
Yeah,
10 hits in 4 innings.
I'll talk about this more when we get to the actual games, but like the bye looks like it affected a few.
The bye is fucking everybody.
Yeah, So I'll get back to that conversation, but so 6-2, they blow the lead. They're down. The Astros are down
2-7. Yeah, it became it was 7. It was 7-3. Bregman hit a 2-run home run off Andres Munoz. He got to Munoz. Like
Munoz isn't as untouchable as people are saying.
He
throws hard,
but like his sliders.
Matt Chapman hit the only extra base hit of that game, that first game, off of Andres Munoz.
Yeah, Munoz's slider is very hittable.
Yeah. Like, they're talking about how it's the best slider in the game. I'm like,
no, it's a good slider because you have to sit 103.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, Bregman hits that, and then underratedly, there was 2 outs. Underratedly, in a bat that happened in the bottom of the 8th, Yuli Gurriel was the 6th hitter in that lineup. So it was 6th. Actually, was he 6th? Yeah, it was 6th. It was the 6th hitter in that lineup. If he didn't get on, it would be 7, 8, 9 in the bottom of the 9th. He got on, so then you get Altuve for another at bat guaranteed.
Yeah,
and then clearly it worked. It paid dividends.
So the moment everyone wants to talk about
is
your 2 outs. Who was it? Sewald on the mound? No,
Sewald. Yeah,
was it Sewald?
It was Sewald. He gave up a hit to I think he walked somebody, and he gave up a
hit to Pena and a walk to someone else.
A Pena hit and a walk to someone else. But then Yordan Alvarez comes up.
Yordan Alvarez
with 2 outs.
Who has a 990 something OPS against lefties.
Yes, we're just gonna let's point this out. Someone brought it up. Yordan Alvarez against left-handed fastballs, 296 and a 551 slugging. Yordan Alvarez against left-handed sliders, 341 average, 658 slugging.
So you hear that, and you think back. We just talked about the series that happened 2 days before this. Keep that in mind. The Jays for 3 days. It was 3 days. Jays played on Saturday.
Yes.
The starting pitcher to that game was Robbie Ray.
Yeah.
He was not good.
And
he pitched.
I think he's given the guy that's given up the most home runs in baseball over the last 3 years.
3 days later, they decide with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th against a guy that hits fastballs and sliders off of lefties phenomenally.
Yeah.
You bring in Robbie Ray.
You pull your closer
to bring in a guy that is 100% fastballs and sliders. He's a 2-pitch guy with fastballs and sliders.
And what would you know?
Yordan ends it.
438, 116 off the bat on an inside fastball.
One of the cooler walk-offs I've seen too. Staring at the bench as he throws the thing, and I'm like,
it walks. Oh my god!
I forget who posted. I think it might have been the MLB that posted it today. It said which bat flip was cooler. Was it Bautista's or Yordan's? I'm like, Bautista's. Come on! And then I watched it, and I'm like, oh.
I think Bautista was cooler for the moment. But Yordan probably had a fucking way better.
Yordan's was way better. I'm like, just like the way he stood there and like turned to the bench and then just flipped it. I'm like,
it also helped.
So cool.
Like it also helped because when he turned.
Yeah,
he was running. No, he runs. The first baseline is the Houston bench.
Yeah,
our bench is the third baseline. So Jose couldn't turn around or interact with the teammates.
Like he's almost high-fiving guys on the way to the first base. I'm like, oh, that was super cool.
We'll get to high-fiving. It's funny you say that.
Yeah, we'll get
to high-fiving guys at first base a little bit later. But oh my god,
but this one made sense, and he's just like, oh, that was so cool. That was honestly one of the coolest bat flips I've ever seen.
It made me feel
the Jose one was great.
Yeah,
the Tatis one was super cool, but there's no crowd.
It made me feel 2 times just 2% better about Saturday. Just a little bit, 2%.
Now this is why I still wanted to stay on track. It made me feel so much worse So much worse.
Because you're like, we wouldn't have done that.
We could have done that ourselves. Like, how do we lose to that team with their bullpen? And their bullpen stunk.
That day
stunk in that game.
Yeah, I was gonna say their bullpen's usually really good. They
stunk in the postseason. Yeah, I'm realistically.
Not blaming. There's one part. We should go back to that. There's one group in game 2 I'm not blaming. That's the offense. Scored 9 runs.
We did everything we could. We just couldn't score 11.
Like,
it is what it is. But like, it hurts so much more watching that team do that. I'm like, man, why didn't you just let us win this? I think we could have done that.
If you're gonna do that, like, please.
Like, fuck.
So that was exciting and very offensive. And then we get to, honestly, the most boring 2 games I've ever watched in my life. I sat through 24 innings of Tampa Bay Rays versus Cleveland Guardians baseball.
Oh
my god.
It was bad.
So the game 1 was Bieber against McClanahan. Bieber was dominant as shit. Yep. McClanahan was really good. Great. Jose Siri gets the first run of the playoffs off a home run, which is something.
We all had that, right?
Yeah, don't put that on the bingo card. But then a thing we had on the bingo card was Jose Ramirez immediately responds with a 2-run home run, and that's it. Ball game.
Literally, the one thing we said they had to do was exactly what they did in game 1. We're like, hey, if Naylor or Ramirez can hit a home run a game, they'll win. And they did. It's exactly what they did in game 1.
But and then Class A was ridiculous.
Oh yeah, you don't touch that.
Game 2.
I'm so glad I didn't watch that one.
It was 15 innings.
Yeah.
It ended 1-0. I just want to the worst starting pitching performance in that series was Glasnow. He went 5 shutout innings with 5 strikeouts. That's the worst one.
Well, Kluber gave up the run.
Well, it's not a starting pitching, but like still.
Oh, starting pitching performance? Yeah.
Starting pitching. Like.
Yeah, that's insane.
Like,
McKenzie was great.
Glasnow was great.
They were all great.
Shout out Sam Henches. 3 innings, 6 Ks out of the bullpen.
Nice. Like, I didn't know who pitched, who did what. I didn't see any of that game.
I was on my way down
to the.
I watched the game because I had a Cleveland Guardian. I have a Cleveland Guardians friend, so
I was on my way down to the Rogers Center, so I caught none of it.
Yeah, so then I remember this specifically. I had it in the notes, but then I had it in the notes, but it was like 2.5 hours before the game ended. The Guardians had bases loaded, nobody out at a point in time, and they didn't get anything. They had bases loaded, nobody out, and it was Josh Naylor and Jose Ramirez that were up next.
Yeah, that happened on our drive down because I remember seeing it, and I'm like, oh boy, this might end here.
Ramirez struck out, and then Naylor grounded into a double play.
That's terrible.
Yeah, but
Jason Adam got that done.
Jason Adam. Yeah. But like, oh boy, there was 15 innings, 11 hits.
Yep.
Like
combined
11 hits. And the team that had the least amount of hits won.
Because everybody's favorite hero, Oscar Gonzalez,
who lives in a pineapple under the sea.
That's so much fun.
Yeah, the fact that that's his walk-up song is ridiculous.
I love it.
Yeah, he hits an absolute rocket.
Yeah,
like
good for him.
And good for the
Guardians did what I thought they would.
Play a disgusting brand of baseball.
Got the win.
Where also Tampa Bay, what the fuck? 1 run in 24
All of their tires fell off. After that 4-game set against the Jays, their tires fell off.
Yeah, 1 run in 24 innings.
Yep. After game 2 in that 4-game series, because they looked like shit in the last 2 against us, too. They just didn't have it the rest of the year.
Yeah.
They ended up, 6 or 7 games back of us? I think, to end the season.
So. Like, they were
tied with us in the middle of that series. They dropped 7 games on us in 9 games.
Like, how?
I don't know.
Well, actually,
11 games. 11.
Yeah, there were 6. There was with us. Yeah, we were 7 games back to the Yankees, and they were 13 games back to the Yankees. So we were 6 games on them.
So they dropped 6 games on us in 11 games. 10 this season, and then
we weren't even that good.
Went 0-2.
We weren't even that good in the final 10 games.
Nope.
Like,
no, we were not. Yeah. Crazy.
And then I guess we can hop into the ALDS, the other one, the Yankees and Guardians.
Yeah, we'll just do it that way. Sure.
Yeah, we're going from the Yankees to the Guardians.
Yeah.
So Yankees and Guardians happened. It's kind of what I expected to happen happened.
Shout out Josh Donaldson.
Yeah. Hey, Josh. It's crazy. You should probably know the dimensions of your own house. Huh? Like,
yeah, that's embarrassing. Also, I blame the first base coach a little bit.
oh yeah, because the first base coach fucking high five too. Josh Donaldson's rounding first base, and he's like, "All right, hit the home run, high five me." And like,
you're not watching the ball, either
also,
one of them.
Yeah, it's very funny that Josh doesn't realize where the ball is until he's like halfway to second.
Yeah, he's like, "Whoa, why do they have the ball?
Why do they have the ball, and why are they throwing it at me?"
Yeah, that was funny.
But yeah,
Garrett Cole was in trouble all night long, and it did not matter.
Yeah, he gave up a home run. He gave up a home run to Stephen Kwan.
Yeah, there was a runner in scoring position in the first. Stephen Kwan hit a homer in the second. The bases were loaded in the third. It was just like, it felt like the Guardians had a chance all game, and they just never did anything with it. And then you gave the Yankees enough time, and they tied it. And then Rizzo hit a 2-run shot, and I think that was it, right?
Bader hit the game tying home run.
Harrison and then Bader. That's crazy.
Then it was an IKF triple because Oscar Gonzalez bobbled it in the outfield. And then it was a sac fly, make it 2-1. Aaron Judge walked, and then Rizzo hit the home run. Like,
so that is what it is. I feel bad for the Guardians a little bit. This kind of stinks in this format. Instead of having Bieber or McKenzie, they had to go to Cal Quantrill.
Cal Quantrill's not bad.
No, but he's no Bieber or McKenzie, and you're going up against Garrett Cole. Kind of sucks.
Yeah, Cal wasn't.
He was okay.
He was okay. He was okay. He wasn't great, but like,
no, he went 5 in the third, I think it was.
Yeah, and he
was okay. He wasn't like, I'm not saying he was bad or anything, but it sucks having to go, like, you're already kind of down mentally going Quantrill versus Cole to start the series.
Yeah,
but it's the same in San Diego too and stuff like that.
But even the schedule, it's also very like
weird.
It's also very easy now because they don't play again today.
No, you get a day off.
They get a day off, and then you can have Bieber on good
rest. We'll get Bieber McKenzie again, which is good.
Bieber McKenzie again. Shit, the way that the schedule is, they might even have Quantrill again.
Yeah, it's a weird one. In the NL side,
I was just Cleveland, and they're discussing brand of baseball, 4 runs and 33 innings.
Yeah, it's wild.
Like, wild. All right, well, NL. Do you want
the Cardinals did not do what I wanted them to do.
The Cardinals were so bad. Like,
but we were halfway right on the Phillies because we did say with their pitching, they could easily steal one of these games. I didn't realize they could steal 2.
Yeah.
But also, you're the Cardinals. Game 1, Jose Quintana.
Jose Quintana's been really good, but it's just like, really? Like, that's
Quintana.
I saw
who wasn't the problem. No, respect.
No. The Cardinals starters were not the problem.
No. But I just thought that was crazy coming into it.
Yeah, and Jose Quintana was great, and they carved. The offense for them didn't show up.
They scored 2 runs, and the most lights out guy in baseball was the one that ended up blowing it.
Yeah, you gave up, and then you got injured.
And then he got injured. Walks the bases loaded. And then you send this little muffin through Arenado at some point in that one.
Gene the hit machine.
Yeah. Arenado whiffed on a ball.
Oh my god, that wasn't even like the first. That was like the second one because there was a Tommy Edman one that like went under his glove that like tied the game.
But at least that one, it's like Edman's not a platinum glover.
No, he's won the Gold Glove before, but
still. He's a Gold Glover. But like we're talking about like one of the best defenders I've ever seen.
You're arguing like at the very minimum a top 2 defensive third baseman.
I would say Chapman. Top 1. I love Chappie, but I think Arenado's better.
Yeah, but
and he just whiffs on it.
Like, how did you give up 6, man?
That team lives and dies by Arenado and Goldie, and they were
terrible.
They sucked. Like, they had 1 hit combined through 2 games.
Yeah, Paul Goldschmidt was supposed to be the guy. Like,
he was not the guy. He didn't even have a hit. Arenado was the only hit.
Yeah, they went terrible. They went 1 for 15 with 6 strikeouts.
All the strikeouts came from Goldie too, I think.
Facts. Goldie had like 5 of them. Like, it like
awful, man. That's awful.
That's how fucking Albert Pujols and Yadier Molina go down.
Yep.
And maybe Adam Wainwright because he still hasn't even.
Yeah. Like, shout out to Yadi
because he
at least continuing the game in the bottom of the 9th. Because that was nice.
Also, you shout out former Blue Jay Corey Dickerson. He did as well.
Corey Dickerson looks like he stands in the dugout when he's swinging. He's so far from the plate. I never noticed that when he was here, but I'm watching him. I'm like, does he want to step in the box? Or
it's a very small tangent. I wanted Corey Dickerson back on this team.
Yeah,
I was rather.
You think he makes that play in left?
You know what? I think if anything,
he's not very fast.
It's not very fast, but he at least like keeps it in front of him. Like he can maybe gun somebody out, like do a fake out, but like yeah, but yeah, like shout out to Yachty. Albert Pujols got a base hit in his final at bat. Like I'm just glad he had to
sad stuff, man.
I'm just glad he got to
see this run last.
But yeah. Philly on a heater.
Philly's
on a heater, boy.
They almost blew it. Their bullpen is still their bullpen, especially without David Robertson.
So yeah, they played the Braves. They moved on to the Braves.
I think the funniest thing of this entire series, the fact that David Robertson pulled his calf muscle.
Oh yeah, jumping at the Bryce Harper celebration. Bryce Harper home run. Bro, there was
and so that's your guy.
There was so many dumb injuries that I didn't even mention. Like in the Astro series,
Phil Maton.
Phil Maton punched a locker. What the fuck?
When did he do that?
Dude, this is like, what, did everyone not learn from Devin Williams last year?
No. Or even, what's his name this year? Plesac
punching the ground?
Yeah. You don't punch inanimate objects. They hurt. Dumb.
But yeah, so the Phillies then move on to play in Hotlanta, Georgia at 1:00, which...
yeah, that's crazy. You've got the defending World Series champions playing at 1:00. I didn't even realize that game started. I'm sitting at work and all of a sudden I see some tweets about the Phillies. I'm like, there's no way. It went on. Sure enough, the Phillies are already up 6-0 or something.
Yeah, Max Fried didn't have it.
Nope.
Like he was bad.
Max Fried didn't have it last year. Wasn't he bad last year?
No, I think he might have had a bad game or two, but he wasn't like
that's what it was.
Consistently bad.
No,
like he was good throughout the playoffs.
Okay. I thought he had some rough goes.
But yeah, that was like I think they said he pitched before that game. He pitched 11 days ago.
See, that's a lot of what it is.
Yeah, he pitched 11 days ago against the Mets.
Mm-hmm.
Like
that's what I was gonna say about this whole bye is that like Fried looked bad.
Verlander looked
bad. Garrett Cole didn't look great. He got out of it a lot.
I think if he's not playing the Guardians, he doesn't.
Yeah, he got touched up early by the Guardians.
Well, he got touched up early, but I think like the Guardians didn't have. They have 5 guys in that lineup.
Yeah,
they have 5 guys in that lineup. Like
their bottom. Every time he needed to get out of it, ended up being guys that just aren't doing damage.
Hedges, Will Brennan, and friggin' like
me.
Yeah, and Miles Straw. Like
it's just. But he didn't look great either. So it's just like that bye is murdering pitchers. The one exception to that rule is Julio Urias.
Obviously was the Dodgers, but like
yeah.
But yeah, the Phillies just come out and smack him in the mouth.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, they came out hot.
Yeah, and then there was a big moment, I think it was the second inning.
Almost blew it later on.
Bases loaded double play.
Yep.
From William Contreras.
Yep.
The true king, the true Timmy Trumpet King, because he's still in the playoffs. We'll get to that. But
does he have that as his walk-up
He uses
song?
the exact same song as Edwin
thought
Diaz.
I heard that.
He uses the exact same song as Edwin Diaz.
That's good.
It's hilarious.
That's good.
All right. Well, this has happened last week. It's very petty. William Contreras is on the bench, but like in that series, he pinch hit against Edwin Diaz. And fucking the music just started playing. It was great. He struck out on 3 pitches, but like Jesus.
That looks worse.
Yeah. But like, yeah. So that happened. Nick Castellanos just decided to have a game. He had no hits in the 2-game wild card. Then he proceeded to go 3 hits and make a diving catch in the 9th inning.
That guy is either your best player or your worst player.
Yeah, there's no between.
It is what it is.
Like Philly and sneakily Alec Boehm.
Yeah.
Like just kind of turned his entire season around after the I hate this place.
Now
shit.
he fucking loves this place.
Bro, they're printing shirts about that shit.
It's so fun. I want one.
I kind of do too.
If by any chance we have someone from Philly listening to this,
if
I would very much like one of those shirts.
Do they make them in blue?
I don't even care.
Do they make them in blue and red so that I can make it seem like a Blue Jays jersey?
Hold on.
I have a Phillies hat, but like
I have the jersey. The Bryce jersey.
Oh, that is beautiful. Like the powder, like powder blue and maroon.
Yeah, if you can get me one in that color.
Those are honestly the best powder blue jerseys in baseball.
Oh, I love them.
Those are the best powder blue.
I love them.
Sneakily underrated the Texas Rangers.
But... Yeah, fuck the Texas Rangers.
Yeah,
I did say earlier I don't really have a rooting interest in this series or in this playoffs anymore. I do want to see the Phillies do damage. I want to see Bryce get something done.
True.
I feel so bad.
Team. I'm gonna say there's I was gonna say there's no teams that I hate, but like there's two teams that I hate now.
I hate the Mariners.
One because they're in our division and I will never.
I hate the Yankees.
And two, they fucking eliminated us on some fucking bullshit. It's the Yankees and the Mariners. I am team garbage brand of baseball, and I'm team Houston Astro.
I would like to point out I've never liked the Mariners. I've had no reason to not like the Mariners until now, but I've had no reason to like the Mariners.
I like Ken Griffey Jr. and Ichiro, and that's like
I've just always unnecessarily hated that team for some reason. Something about the color.
The Seattle Mariners are the Detroit Lions of the MLB.
Frustratingly bad
with some of the best talents you've ever seen in your life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, Calvin Johnson,
Barry Sanders.
Yeah,
to a lesser extent, Matt Stafford.
Yeah,
like.
Matt Stafford left for 1 year and won a Super Bowl.
Immediately. But yeah, fucking Matt Olson comes out, makes it 7-6, and then we're just Philly's gonna Philly, and they didn't.
They didn't Philly. They finished it off. They tried. They really tried.
But
yeah, it was great. The other side of it, Mets Padres started the wild card series. The Mets.
The Mets, man. Meet the Mets. Meet the Mets.
This is exactly...
We blow shit up. Meet the Mets.
Everyone has been talking about the Mets being so great for so long, and I'm like, yeah, but they're the Mets. This is going to happen. And it happened. I could have called this in May when they were way ahead in the division.
Game 1, they got punched in the... Max Scherzer wasn't good.
No, Max Scherzer was not good.
Gave up 7.
I would just like to say Max Scherzer is the reason I don't want to sign Justin Verlander next year. Because Max Scherzer was a Cy Young candidate last year, and Max Scherzer started dealing with the injury bug a little bit and started to fall off a little bit. Maybe Justin Verlander comes out and has the same season next year.
I mean,
but he's already dealing with injuries, and he did not look good in game 1. I'd stay away from guys that are 37.
We're jumping over it. But to Justin Verlander's, that's not an excuse. That's the 7th time he's faced the Mariners this year.
It's tough.
That's the 7th time.
Sure. I mean, that start aside, I don't even need to include that in. I stay wary of guys that are that age.
Yeah.
You just don't know. He could be great 1 year and then just his body says no the next year.
Because honestly, in the Mets Padres, especially game 1, other than Machado, it wasn't the main guys.
No. Josh Bell, who has been really bad as a Padre. The Josh Bell trade was the best thing they ever did. I don't know who else they got in that deal, but the Josh Bell side of it was phenomenal. That other Grisham. Throw-in guy they had was meh.
There's Trent Grisham had himself a series.
Trent Grisham? What's his name there? Nola. Nola had the double.
Nola had the double in game 3.
Yeah. The two Nola brothers won a game.
And then Juan Soto just kind of decided to put the dagger in him in game 3 and hit with the 2-run single off Edwin Diaz.
Yep.
Oh, that clip of Timmy Trumpet has never seemed sadder.
Have you seen that one where they?
That clip for the. God. But they played Timmy Trumpet and did the whole shit when they were down 4-0 in the 7th inning.
He played
Edwin Diaz.
No, Trumpet.
No.
I thought he showed up.
They played Edwin Diaz's walk, but they did the camera angles and shit. I'm like, they're down 4-0 in the 7th with 2 guys in scoring position.
Doesn't have the same feel.
No, but it was also funny because Mr. Met had the trumpet and he was going, and all the Mets fans were just like, "The fuck are you doing?" But there was Padres fans there just going, "Yeah, let's go, you get it, play that shit." It was great. But the New York Mets in a do or die game. 1 hit. I guess we need to talk about what happened in that game. Eargate.
I think it's a nothing story. I think Mets fans are just salty.
It's actually nothing.
They legitimately checked his ears.
Yeah, and it was great. And you pissed him off more. And he pitched amazing.
Cooked. That's such a funny sight to see.
He got checked in it was weird. He got checked in I think the 6th inning. Someone noted it was the 3,000 plus RPM pitches.
Yeah,
he had 1 before the inspection, After the inspection, he pitched 2 more innings. He had 5 over. He was better after the inspection. He was more filthy.
Now, how would you feel to be that umpire? Walk up and try to figure out if his ear is actually covered in shit or just gross and sweaty, and then you grab his ear and it's just
it's
sweat.
Sweaty. It's
you're like,
it just so happens that you're glistening.
I was just imagining that umpire in that moment being like, all right, I guess I got to do this. Buck said to, and then it's just like grease.
Yeah, bro. But if we're being the Mets, what the fuck, bro?
The Mets is the Mets.
They're gonna be so different next year.
Yeah, DeGrom's gone
because they're already at almost 200 million,
and
they're losing all
a good
chunk.
Uncle Stevie doesn't care.
Yeah, but is Uncle Stevie going to go to 300 plus?
Uncle Stevie might go to 300 plus.
Because he will need to. Because Bassett.
When he signs Aaron Judge next year, Brandon Nimmo's not going to matter.
Yeah, Brandon Nimmo's maybe gone. I really want the Blue Jays to get Brandon Nimmo, but that's just here, neither here nor there. But
I'm neutral on it. It is what it is. I think Jacob DeGrom is gone.
Oh, yeah. There was interviews where he wanted to play closer to home and he wanted to go.
Where's he from?
I feel like it was somewhere
I just want to say California because he just looks like a California kid.
I don't think he is. Oh yeah, he is. He's from Florida.
Oh.
So closer to home doesn't necessarily mean in Florida.
No, I wouldn't want to play. The Rays aren't going to pay him, and I definitely wouldn't want to play.
No, where's close to Florida? Georgia.
Oh no.
Jacob DeGrom to the Atlanta Braves.
Yikes.
Oh, we didn't even mention this. Alex Anthopoulos did it again.
He did?
6 years, $75 million for Spencer Strider.
Oh, I missed that.
6 years, $75 million for Spencer Strider.
What does he have over these guys? Was there some group thing that happened that he's just like, hey, I'll release this if you don't sign this deal? Insane. Yeah. I didn't even see that. So
yeah,
that's cool.
But he got signed. But he's Jacob DeGrom, I think, is gone. I think Bassett has has a mutual option with the team. So it's
after Walker, the season he could probably get paid.
Yeah, Taijuan Walker has a player option.
I think Walker could walk.
Edwin Diaz is the real one to me because how much is he getting paid?
Yeah, well, I don't think getting paid is the problem. It's whether or not he wants to stay. I think he wants to stay. I think they love him there. I think he likes being there. He's found success there.
And then on the lower end, even their bullpen, Trevor May and Seth Lugo.
Yeah,
they're gone.
They're going to be a completely different team next year, and I don't know if that's a bad thing.
Regardless of if they're good or not, they're going to be a completely different team.
Yep.
They'll have Lindor, Alonso, and McNeil, and
you still have 45-year-old Max Scherzer.
Yep. Who you got to look at very
interesting. What is he, 37 going on 50?
And he still has 2 more years at $43 million.
Yeah, that's painful, dude.
Jesus.
The way his season ended, that concerns the shit out of me.
Yeah, because he was not good in the back half.
Uncle Stevie's checkbook is going to be hurting.
Going to be screaming in pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, congrats to the Padres that we both had, I think, right?
Yeah, we did.
I had the Padres.
I saw this coming. I think I had it in 3 too.
I had Padres in 3.
Yeah.
And what did I say? Yu Darvish dominates the Mets, and he dominated the Mets in game 1.
Did I have him in 3 or 2? I didn't write those.
I think you had him in 3.
Okay.
We'll have to go back and
look. I think we said the same thing.
The footage, but yeah, we had Padres in 3. So then
I went 500 in the first round.
I did as well. We both lost on the Cardinals and the Blue Jays.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we both had the Cardinals.
We both had the Cardinals and we both had the Blue Jays. We started
already down a series in this next one.
Yeah, we started deviating in the.
I'm already down 2 because I had the Jays and the Cardinals winning in this one.
Yeah, I had. No,
yeah,
I'm
you had the Astros and the Braves.
So
I've already lost.
Okay. Yeah. So then, so there was the Padres and the Dodgers, who the Padres are 5-14 against them in the regular season.
Yeah,
and they sent Twinkle Toes, Sunshine, Happy Feet, Dancy Dance, Mike Clevenger to the mound, who has a 9 ERA against the Dodgers this year.
You got murdered.
And he got murdered.
He got murdered. I didn't watch this game. I don't have much to say on it. I do want to say, however, I would love to see Trey Turner in a different blue jersey next
Oh, he's gonna look great in Yankee pinstripes.
No. No.
Oh, bro. Yeah, I know what you're doing.
No.
I know what you're doing, but Trey Turner is a fucking lofty ask, man.
I don't care.
It's a lofty ask, but like
that guy is good at everything.
Yeah,
everything.
He's amazing.
He's fast.
So
contact.
Trey Turner's the guy. Trey Turner's the guy that you're sticking the flag in and being
Trey Turner is my Luis Castillo.
Okay, you remember how I messaged you on Twitter like a couple days after it happened, and I'm like, I'm looking at a 2023 Blue Jays team on like how they could do it on MLB The Show. It was like 3 guys that I grabbed, and I'm just like, I really want this to happen, and I don't really care how. I want I want Michael Brantley on this team somehow.
Oh, I'm so out on Michael Brantley.
I want I don't even care how good he is. I just want Michael Brantley on this team.
Did he even play in game 1? I didn't watch.
No, because he's injured the back half. For a little bit. Yeah, and then there's a name that's very underrated. He was an all-star in 2021. Filthy starting pitcher in the NL Central. Goes by the name Freddie Peralta.
That's a trade thing, though, isn't it?
That's a trade.
Free agent.
That's a trade, but like you're telling me that like
I don't know. And it doesn't seem like they're gonna make a big trade.
The Brewers need a bat. Just sprinkle some over there. Like a Lourdes.
Alejandro Kirk.
Okay, we'll get to we're
not going to talk about the future today. Yeah, I just would like to say I'm very excited for when Trey Turner changes blue jerseys next year.
Yes, so the Dodgers did the thing. They had Julio Urias. They got 5 runs early.
And
credit to the Padres bullpen. They kept them they held them.
The Padres tried their best.
They made it back.
They did everything they could. It was you can't knock the Padres for trying.
No, it was just.
The Dodgers are too good, bro. What are you gonna do?
It also didn't help that Mike Clevenger, was on the mound.
That was the same situation. They had to play 3 games in that first series.
Yeah, so then you had Mike Clevenger.
You're on to Mike Clevenger,
and I think they announced that Joe Musgrove is not going to pitch. He might not pitch again this year if they get swept. He was pitching game 4.
Oh, I thought
Darvish is game 2. Darvish is game 2, and Snell is 3.
I thought they were doing it the other way around.
No,
because they had that day off.
Apparently, it was confirmed. It was confirmed, I guess, but it wasn't
anything can happen. But it makes sense. Come to think of it, because Musgrove just pitched.
But Snell wasn't great.
No,
they have to win tonight.
Yep. It's a big one. You got your best guy on the mound.
Yeah, I think the Dodgers have Tyler Anderson or Clayton Kershaw going. They're so left-handed heavy in that Dodger rotation right now.
I think it's hilarious that they just have Dustin May and he's just not gonna do anything.
Yeah, they have Dustin May and Tony Gonsolin back, but I don't think they're stretched out. I know Gonsolin isn't.
No.
It's just
hey, we made it through.
I'm just wow. This is sad, man. I'm still so mad and sad and pissed.
I think we're gonna be fine.
Yeah, it's just we gotta. Oh! How did we not bring this up yet? For people that are Toronto sports fans, the Blue Jays are not the Leafs. Stop this.
God,
the Blue Jays are not the Leafs.
So tired.
The Blue Jays are not the Leafs. Sid 6-0. The Blue Jays are not the Leafs.
I got a lot more to say on this than I thought I did.
Yes.
The Leafs. I understand where you want to make the comparison. The Jays blew a lead. One lead.
The Leafs blew 6.
The Leafs have been cup contenders for 5 years and haven't won a round. We were a wild card team and lost to a pretty good team. We blew a lead. Sure.
Yeah.
We got a long way to go before you can call the Jays anywhere near what the Leafs have. The Jays have more series wins this decade than the Jays do.
The Leafs.
Or sorry, the other way around. Jays have more than the Leafs.
Than the Leafs do in the last 20 years.
Yes. There's more moments from the Jays in my lifetime than there has been from the Leafs. There's no good moments from the Leafs in my lifetime. None. They have never brought me happiness.
My favorite moment from the Leafs was Matthew scoring 60 this year.
Yeah. A regular season moment. That's it.
Yeah.
There's been no happiness in my lifetime from the Toronto Maple Leafs. None whatsoever.
So we're not. So, okay. So if the Blue Jays want to be the Leafs, they got to do this again next year and the year after
and the year after. And one more time.
They gotta,
and probably more, given how this season goes.
Let's be honest. The Blue Jays, for them to beat the Leafs, they have to blow. They have to not win a playoff round until by the time Jose Barrios leaves. They have to keep losing until Jose Barrios leaves.
Yeah.
Like, I also they're the Leafs.
I'm working on a TikTok too, because there was this one in that he had this rant on breakfast television where he decided he wasn't going to talk about today's events and the traffic and the weather. He's going to try and be a sports person again. I don't understand why you leave.
Him?
I don't understand why you leave Sportsnet
to
try and still continue to talk about sports. Like, buddy, you didn't want this life. Nobody wants to hear you talk sports anymore. You do not matter in the world of sports.
Dog, you're getting. I think it was one of the guys on Twitter, Garth the Orgy said it best. He's one like pseudo racism away from being Steve Simmons.
Oh, I guess we can't really talk about.
We can't really talk about Steve Simmons because Steve Simmons is hockey, but
Steve Simmons has also made some dumb articles about the Jays, and I'm like, buddy, how? But I don't. If you want to talk sports, you shouldn't have left your show. You are a morning television gossip host. That is your job. Stick to it. Stay the fuck out of Toronto sports. Nobody wants to hear you. Your opinions suck.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure he's a good guy. It seems like everyone that meets him loves him. But every time he has an opinion, it's garbage.
Dude, I've seen him on Steve Dangle podcast. He's fucking funny.
He seems like a genuinely great human being.
But the second he gets a mic in front of his face, talks Blue Jays or Leafs.
I hate it. Just don't talk about Toronto sports anymore. Be the morning television guy.
Okay, for people that obviously missed it, because you should have, because you're smart people. He basically said Blue Jays need to blow it up.
Yeah.
Because of what happened.
He said there isn't a game changer on this. That was the dumbest thing. This is where my TikTok's
game changer.
There's no game changer on this roster. You don't have that one guy that can get you through it. Does this guy forget fucking George Springer has a ring?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Carried that team.
I'm sorry. Our game changer is fucking 30% right now. Like,
come on, dude. It's what he does. He does this for clicks. Now we're talking about it.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I hate it. Stop comparing the Jays to the Leafs.
They're not.
Stop. They're not the same.
If anything,
I'm a fan of both.
If anything,
and I can tell you they're not the same.
If anything,
the only people that are calling it, the only people that are calling it the same are Leafs fans. Are strictly Leafs fans.
Are bitter Leafs fans.
They're like, they did it too. It's like, no. This is not the same. No. This is not the same at all. Like, get out of here with that.
Hey, if we're gonna compare, please can we compare to, if anything, if we're gonna compare the Blues to anything, compare them to the LeBronto era Raptors, please.
Yeah.
One piece of they're one or two pieces away.
Yep.
And they need to make that move.
You get a couple steps from some guys. If you get a good season out of Vlad, Kirk stays doing what he's doing, Jano stays healthy.
If you don't have Teo after coming off his injury fall on his face for a month and a half, if Bo is not middlingly average for 90% of the season, if Jose Barrios isn't the most confusing pitcher in baseball history,
if Barrios comes back to 85% of Jose Barrios, if you say Kikuchi can be the bullpen arm that I think he can be, and you add a couple more pieces in that pen, you're looking at a team that's going to do
this isn't a team that needs a drastic turnover.
No. What's the difference is Toronto? I have no idea. Sorry, the Leafs. I have no idea how to fix that team. That team should be good, and they're never good.
Their biggest problem is always, well, I was gonna say it's always different issues. Fine, we're just gonna turn this into a bit of a.
I'll talk about both. I don't mind.
Yeah, we're gonna just talk about the Leafs for the little 10 minutes here. Their problem's always different.
Yeah,
last year,
I have no idea how to fix the Leafs.
The Tampa series last year, I have no idea what went wrong. No. Everything was fine.
Yeah, no idea. Tampa, Montreal, Columbus, no idea. Could not tell you what the problem was.
The Montreal one was just Matthews and Marner didn't show up.
Yep.
They didn't play well.
How do you replace that? You can't fix that. And then the next year they were great. They were great in Tampa.
Yeah.
So what the hell do you do? You there's nothing you can look at and be like, that's how we fix this.
Yeah, team. and I like if you've seen the line, the Leafs are playing today, obviously at the time of recording. Have you seen the lines? They look good.
Yeah, the team always looks good.
They've built it to where David Kampf is now a fourth liner.
It's a good team.
Like, it's a great team.
It's a great team, and that's why I don't know how to fix it.
It's a good team that got sub 900 save percentage goaltending for literally every month of the season except one. And we're second in the Atlantic?
Yeah, I think they were second. No, second or third because they faced.
They were second because they faced Tampa. Well, no, it was second because we got home ice against Tampa. Field court ice because so many things.
Now, on the other hand, you have the Blue Jays. I know where the problem is with the Blue Jays.
Yeah, it's
very easy. It's not a tough one. You are missing one or two starters and some dominant bullpen pieces,
and then
that's it.
And then for all the crowd that wants this left-handed bat,
you can maybe throw that. I don't even think you need that, but like you need another starter, maybe probably two, because I don't think Ross is coming back.
Unfortunately,
we'll talk about that next episode.
Yeah.
And you need some bullpen arms. I need to never see Adam Simber and Trevor Richards for this team again. I'm so done. If Adam Simber has a role in this team, it needs to be a fifth inning guy.
Correction. Adam Simber. We don't want to see Adam Simber 75 times.
No, it's way too much.
It's ridiculous.
Way too much.
Like they pointed it out. Oh. I think they like Buck pointed it out or Dan pointed it out on one of the broadcasts. The Blue Jays had 6 guys that appeared in over 60 games.
It's so crazy.
Like Jimmy Garcia was on the low end of those 60.
Yeah. You need a full bullpen worth of guys, and that will be fine.
Like you go, like
that'll make us a World Series contender.
Like,
and then we go from there. If they lose that at that point, then maybe we question if we're the Leafs. If they start doing that a few times, then we go, hey.
It's also very dependent on, it's also very dependent on how they lose those series.
Yeah.
If they lose those series.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
If they get past the quote unquote first round of whatever, you can never call them the Leafs ever again.
No.
It's not even close.
No. Absolutely not.
Like
they already can't, bro. We've already won 2 series in the last 8 years.
Yeah.
7 years. Whatever it's been. Like, come on now. Let's not be stupid here. I'm so not ready for hockey Twitter.
In an article posted by TampaBay.com, like actually of like official, and Mark Tompkins pointed out the main guy that does stuff for the Rays. Quote: first baseman G-Man Choi seems to be on the way out, and they would at least consider trading Randy Arozarena.
Yep.
Who put up big numbers but is extremely inconsistent in getting there.
Oh, that's a Blue Jay.
Oh,
that's a damn Blue Jay.
Randy, get over here. I'll take if anybody could fit John Schneider's aggressive style of baseball, it's fucking Randy Arozarena. Like
DH Teo and have Arozarena play either left or right. And
honestly, I need George Springer to be the healthiest version of George Springer that he can be, so that I never have to see Teoscar Hernandez in right field ever again.
Yep, I'm with you.
George Springer.
That is where this team is its best.
Scratch that. Obviously, what the team needs: starting pitching, bullpen, someone that can play center field. A good center fielder that is not named George Springer.
A right elbow is what we need.
Scratch that. No,
the biggest team need is health.
The biggest team need is George Springer being healthy.
Yeah,
but like, if genuinely we can have games where George Springer consistently plays right field, if George Springer could play right field for like 40 games a season, and you get like a Randy Arozarena,
Trey Turner.
A Brandon Nimmo,
Trey Turner,
a Joey Gallo,
Trey Turner,
or you just say fuck it and get Jacob DeGrom and say fuck it,
Trey Turner.
All right, we get it. You're on the Trey Turner bandwagon. Fuck, Trey Turner reaction. I would actually be giddy.
That is where I will plant my flag for the entire offseason.
I wanted to plant my flag in the Ray Peralta, Michael Brantley stuff, but like that's a trade.
Yeah. Trey Turner is acquirable.
Yes.
28.
Oh, no, I know how I'm planting my flag in. I'm planting my flag in the Carlos Rodon.
Oh, sure.
They've
already had interest in him in the past.
I'm planting my flag on the Carlos Rodon.
Yep.
Like
he is our Kevin Gausman.
Our second.
A guy we had interest in that went to San Francisco for a year and is now coming back.
That had a really good year.
Carlos Rodon.
Like
That is our Kevin Gausman.
Who also who also actually, I found out he beat Kevin Gausman in 5th this year.
Mm-hmm. He's good, bro. He's really good. He just has never been healthy until last year, and now he's fine.
Yeah.
Bring me Carlos Rodon.
Yeah.
Carlos Rodon, Trey Turner. World Series.
Yeah.
Now we still need bullpen pieces.
We still need bullpen.
Nate Pearson. Ricky Tiedemann.
Okay. Fun. Nate Pearson is playing in the Dominican League this.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. They came out that he's playing in the Dominican League.
Shit. So he's gonna come out injured because he's gonna throw too much. Make him a bullpen arm, man. Like, stop trying to make him a starter. I know, but they've been trying to make him a starter for so long, and he can't do it.
The thing is, they're trying to make him like they're trying to make him a 2-inning bullpen guy.
Make him a closer. Or a setup man, I guess. But
yeah.
If he's only throwing 50 times a year, it's way better.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to have him do that in a month. 50 times. Done. 50 innings. Zipped some hundreds for a minute. That's a bullpen piece you don't even need to go acquire. He's already here. Right?
Yeah.
And then, hey, we'll go from there. We'll talk about what we want to do next week.
Yeah, we'll
do some research.
We still have so much like time. We haven't really talked about this. When like the off season like is here, are we gonna be recording that often?
Probably, maybe once a week if we can figure it out. We'll do some fun stuff in the off season. Maybe
we'll dive into our like our this is when we do all the typical get very boring and do all the grading and like in our top 5. This again, we'll revisit our top 5 songs.
Things. Yeah. Maybe we'll try and get some interviews.
Yeah, that'd be like I'm gonna try, man. Because like
we'll have some fun.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, we got a long way to go, and apparently we're done talking about current Blue Jays baseball.
Yeah, and March is a long way away.
March is not as long as I thought. That game ended, and then someone's just like, "Oh, we have 130 days until pitchers and catchers report." I'm like, "Oh, all right,
cool.
This is good, cool." So yeah, thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks for listening to a very depressing version of this podcast.
Oh shit! You know what I forgot to do?
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot.
I've just been so depressed that I completely forgot.
Before we get out of here.
Because gambling makes me more depressed, and I really don't like
pay
talking
the bills.
about it.
You gotta pay the bills.
I'm sorry I let it get it this far, because it's a depressing subject for me, because gambling doesn't go well for me anymore, because I bet on the teams like the Jays. Actually, you know what? I used BetStamp before the Jays game, because I was like, you know what? I'm going to come out a winner today, whether the Jays win or not. So I went on BetStamp, and they gave me the odds for the Mariners money line. I got the Mariners money line at plus 165. And I won. I put $20 on the Mariners to win that game, and they came out $50. You too could make money betting against your own team like I do.
Yeah.
If you go to betstamp.app and use the promo code ASports, that's EH Sports. You can go line shopping. They'll give you the best line in anything you want. Like literally everything is there. It's a great time for football right now, because football's got all sorts of betting, and that's way easier to win than betting on the Blue Jays. Way easier. You can also post what you're betting on. You can see what your friends are betting on. You can see what we're betting on. I wouldn't suggest it, but you could. And yeah, it's just a great place to go. There's a good marketplace to see all sorts of bets, and it's a good way to make a little bit of extra cash here and there. Like I said, link will be in the description below, but go to betstamp.app, use the promo code ASports, that's EH Sports, when you sign up. And yeah, that's it.
It's the last Blue Jays space. Yeah, that's just why JP Crawford in my nightmares and haunt my dreams, man.
I didn't even mention this, but like, I hate the fact that per dome loser was right, but he wasn't right. He wasn't even right. Like, he was talking about how they had the 3 of the 5 best starting pitchers. That wasn't true. We were better at first and second, but like Eugenio Suarez was going to be better than Chapman, which I guess maybe. He said the outfield would be better than our outfield, and that wasn't true. The guy that caused us all sorts of problems was Carlos Santana, because that's what he does. The bullpen wasn't good for them. They gave up a ton of runs, and the only extra base hit in the first game. Yeah. Luis Castillo won them game 1. And Slamtana won them game 2. So that idiot wasn't right. He just lucked into a couple things.
You just made me rematch.
I know. I'm sorry.
Fuck, man.
I wanted to bring that up earlier.
Oh, shit. All right. Well, I guess we can finally get out of here.
I guess we'll end on that depressing note.
Yep. We can't even say go Blue Jays because they're out.
Go baseball.
Go disgusting brand of baseball.
Go lockout.
Go Trey Turner.
Go Trey Turner. Show off your worth, man. Come here, get paid. Thanks for listening.
Peace.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Everything's linked in the description below. We'll catch you next week sometime, I think. I don't know. Later.